Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking time out to be on our call today. Louis and David and myself want to welcome you, and we want to just kind of show you a few quick things that we've got available to our agents, and make sure you've got them so that you're using them, and if you're not using them, you're probably missing out on a few things. So Louis is going to talk to us a little bit about that today and how you can have access to them. I want to mention a couple things real quick. We just came off of the Ogletree producer trip last week, and it was pretty neat. Went to the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, and had a great time with our agents down there. But you know, in saying that, I want to make sure that you're aware of our 2014 producer trip. It's going to be in the Riviera district in Cancun, and we were there a couple years back. And this is a great place. It's not the city of Cancun, which you might be thinking of, but it's in the Riviera district, and it's a real quiet area. There's probably 7 or 8 big resorts over there, but there's a lot of stuff to do. Shuttles into town, snorkeling trips. We swam with dolphins, all that good stuff last time. But it just takes $50,000 in life premium to go with us. That's not a lot. If you're writing term insurance, it's 50 cases. If you're writing IUL, it could be 15 cases. So we pool all of your production. Doesn't matter what company it's with, as long as you're writing it through us. And at the end of the year, if you've done 50,000, you're going to get an invite for you and a guest. And you can also, if you want to bring kids, we always bring our kids. It's a family-friendly trip, so we encourage that. But it's a great time, and it's a good time to get to know everybody and learn the secrets of the trade, as we say, all of the chit-chat that goes on, and it's great to find out what other guys around the country are doing to make it big. So hopefully you guys will understand that and get on board with us and use some of these tools we've got. So Louis, I'm going to hand it over to you and get this presentation started.
Okay, Doug. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Let's just get into the meat of things here. But basically what this is all about is making sure that when you get up to go to work in the morning, that you got all the right things so that you can actually do your job. And part of this whole thing is making sure that you got the presentation tools, the software tools. Hopefully you all have a telephone, because that's probably one of the things that most of us already have. And then also make sure that in the briefcase that you're carrying, whether it's at your desk or whether you're walking in the client's house, that you have everything you need to get the job done. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So going forward, today's agenda, we're going to talk about an agent toolkit, and what you should have in your agent toolkit, product-wise. You should have a good fact finder, and you also should have this new product that we're giving out to everybody, the QUOTER. And basically, let's see how this works. So first of all, you need to have a low-cost, A+ rated term life product. People want to buy this. People are looking for this. This is most internet leads are for term life insurance. If you're buying internet leads, you need to have a low-cost term life insurance product to go out and compete in that marketplace. If you don't have the lowest cost product when you send out a quote to somebody, I'm sure they're shopping someplace else, and I've heard of guys losing cases for 50 cents. Now, those may not be the ones you want to go after, but that's how it works. On a 50 cent a month case, they lose the case. So these programs basically are for income protection, and some of the products that we have Banner Life, which is a highly competitive product. Generally, they're always at either #1 or #2 whenever you run any kind of quotes for anything. Lincoln National, same thing, and North American and Transamerica. These are all A+ rated companies, and these basically, if you had all of these in your box, in your toolbox to work with, you would pretty much be able to compete in the term insurance marketplace anywhere, and feel happy to say this is what I've got, and feel comfortable that you have an opportunity to win the case based on price and based on quality of product, and also based on some other things, because there's not just income protection that people are looking for now. So the term life living benefits is another product that Transamerica has, and we've got a lot of agents doing a bunch of business with this product. And the whole idea behind this is that term insurance is a great product, and if you're looking for the lowest cost, just regular term insurance is basically the the Banner product or the North American or Lincoln, whatever one you use, those low-cost products are going to be as competitive as possible. And if it's based on price, that's where you're going to win the deal. But if you're looking at somebody who needs a little bit more than price and they want to have something if they live, not only if they die, the Transamerica product with these living benefits, it will allow you to get up to 90% of the face amount, up to $500,000 if you had a heart attack, a stroke, cancer, and a few other kidney failure, paralysis. And another thing that I would point out is that a 65-year-old can buy a 25-year level term policy with all these benefits built into it. And it's not underwritten for any of the benefits except for mortality. So somebody who may have some, rheumatism or some other issues like that, MS or some kind of issues there, could actually qualify for this product and could be a big help to them in the future. And people get that. There's also simplified issue. Transamerica also has a product for that. So we have a simplified issue product with Transamerica that you can get out the door pretty quick, as well as a final expense and the new guaranteed issue product. Transamerica has taken their old Monumental product and turned it into, it's Transamerica. They have about 3 different brands of that product that you can go out and sell. Quick issue, one of the agents we talked to today does a lot of this business. He actually said he sold 3 cases last week and got paid for it already. So they were already issued and paid for. So that's one of the things, if you're in that business or if you find somebody, and I've been on many cases where I've, got a client and he says, my father or my mother, and we need to get some insurance for them. And you could, if you don't have this in your box, you can go ahead and say, well, hey, call George down the street who does that. And George also has a friend who sells tax-free retirement programs and steals your client away from you. So basically, this way you can control your case and provide them with a good quality product and get paid for it. So going forward, everybody needs to have a good guaranteed universal life product in their bag. And this has to do with, people want permanent insurance. And, they're going to live a long time. People are living longer than ever, so there's more needs for permanent insurance. There's also this great wealth transfer concept where, people can actually, in this day and age, the volatility of the markets and the low interest rates that are out there, to take money out of those places that aren't earning any money and put them into a guaranteed universal life policy that we can show you using some of our tools, that at the end of the day, if you live to your life expectancy, you're probably going to get somewhere in the neighborhood of 10% before tax return on your investment in the money. So they can't get that anywhere, and if it's money that they're not going to take with them, they can't do it anyway. If they're going to have money left over when they die, then this is a great product for them. And we have North American as both an IUL and a UL guaranteed universal life product. Banner has a product. Lincoln National has both an IUL, and a UL has a new Treasury product that we can set up to be almost like a 20-year or 30-year term policy, or it's a guaranteed UL all the way to age 100, and you could use that product there, and that's their new UL Treasury product, the IUL. And of course, Transamerica has a unique product called TransAce, which has a ROP thing. It's really great for pension max programs because people buy guaranteed UL to replace some of the, if they take a higher benefit at retirement, and they use that extra money to buy life insurance to replace the lower benefit that's going to be received if the main provider, usually the man who's retiring, if he passes away, they need to replace the extra income. But sometimes his spouse predeceases him, which is unfortunate. But at that point in time, he's got this insurance policy, and if he bought one of these GULs, basically, they would have, they'd be a nice insurance policy, but he doesn't need it. They don't have any cash value. Well, Transamerica's product, in the 15th year, you can ask for all your money back. And the 20th year, and then every year after that, you can ask for all your premium back up to 1/3 of the face amount. So basically, it's a it's a nice product to have in your bag to sell. Then to have a complete product toolkit, you need to get appointed with, and this is what our suggestion is: you get appointed with us, Banner Life, North American, Lincoln, and Transamerica. If you have all 4 of these in your pocket to walk around with, you probably would cover about 99% of everything that's out there. We also have supplemental retirement income from North American and Lincoln National, so we can do great IUL products for that. For rated cases, we have the North American Rapid Builder. If you have the waiver surrender charge rider, Table 3 is standard. With Lincoln National, all their IUL and UL cases products are Table 3 is equal standard. Basically, and they have to be with North American, they have to be under age 74 or younger. With Lincoln, it's 70 and under. But generally speaking, if somebody's got a little bit of problem, like type 2 diabetes that's under control, we can get them standard rates with these products here. All right. And then Banner Life, of course, Banner has been noted over the years to be one of the better products for rated cases because they're pretty competitive and they're really to go after the business. And they also have a unique little thing. What they do is that everybody else, when they rate you, they usually use standard rates times table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, whatever it is, where Banner uses standard plus rates, which is a lower cost rate that they rate up. So they get competitive that way. All right. And then for cigar smokers and smokeless tobacco users, of course, we have Lincoln National, which Lincoln's got a program that anybody who smokes cigars, we don't care if they smoke 1 cigar a month or 1 cigar a day, or maybe 2 cigars a day, or if they chew tobacco. The end of the day is that they basically get standard non-smoker rates. And this is for both term and for permanent. So basically the idea behind this is that if somebody is getting smoker rates on their term policies, if you have existing cigar smokers out there, and it seems to me that there's a lot of the people that are doing pretty well in this world are smoking cigars. If you go to the golf course, there's a ton of cigar smokers out there on the golf course. They're all paying big bucks to hit those little white balls all over the place and chase them down the fairways. So those folks have the money, and also they understand the value, and we can get them standard non-smoker rates, which generally could be almost half price for what they're paying for for their term insurance even. So also when you get into the door, you need to be able to gather the information from the client to make sure that you can ascertain what they need. So you need to have a good fact finder, and basically this is a fact finder that that's provided by North American. It's free. You may have one that's better that you like, but basically it's pretty simple. It's just a fact finder that just goes down and asks the client's name, address, some mortgage payments, balance, rent, make sure they have a will, just to do some good things to check on to make sure everything's in place going forward. Also, if they've got a business, if who their employer is, what their income is, you can find money over here, what they got savings. And this is a big area here. If you're just selling term insurance and you go out and you start asking these questions, you may find that people have money in CDs. They got old 401k plans that they lost their job a few years ago or changed jobs a few years ago, and it's sitting out there doing nothing, or it's at risk, and all that money out there is available, and you can find out about it just by asking the questions they were happy to share. And this is stuff that the information that you need to do the underwriting anyway. You need to know what their net worth is, and sometimes they have no idea. So why don't we just write it down, and it's a good way to gather the information. Also, if you see if any insurance policies that they currently have in force, and you could also do a policy review just to see if the beneficiary arrangements are done correctly. People get divorced, they don't change the beneficiary arrangements, stuff like that has happened. Or people basically have a new child or knew somebody in the family, and they didn't really take into consideration that in their life insurance planning when they were looking at those kind of issues. So all this information is here for you to gather, and once you have it, and this is again, information is data is the king. If you have all this information, this is a great way for you to go back and actually sell more to this client and provide a real service to them by helping them do a better job. So the fact finder is free. We can provide that to you at no charge. If you can use this one, or if you have one like it, that's fine too. So basically, I'm just going to close that down and go back here. So you need a good fact finder when you're talking to people, just to gather information. I've talked to people that said that they had talked to other agents who never wrote anything down, and they didn't like that because they couldn't believe that anybody could remember all the specifics about them, and didn't show much interest in them if you didn't write it down. By just writing it down, you make sure that they get an impression that you're doing your job and you're interested in what their issues are, and by answering the questions, you'd be surprised at how much more they'll share when you have a form to fill out. So it's a good tool to use in the sales process. Now, once you go through the fact finder and you try to figure out how much life insurance they need, and we have a couple ways to do this, but basically you could use the fact finder to gather the information, but you still haven't done the math to figure out what the life insurance concept is. And we have this new tool that it's called the QUOTER, and everybody can have this for free. You can install it on your laptop or on your desktop or both, and you can take it with you, so you don't have to be online for this to work. And the QUOTER, I'm just going to fire it up here, and so basically, it talks about you can build a spreadsheet of you pick your 12 top policies that you want to sell, and then basically you can print this out and you can give them a nice quote, give them a nice presentation very quickly of what they need. So I'm just going to close this down for a second. I'm just going to move this down here just so you could just see it in the middle of the screen here. But basically, just suppose we have, this client here. Her name is Sally McYak. I've been selling to Sally for years and years, and she never buys anything. But Sally McYak, she's a great opportunity here. And I figured out that, just talking to Sally, though, we just said, well, how much insurance do you need? So we have no idea how much she needs. So why don't we just go in here and we'll just figure it out. So basically, we're going to say, let's say Sally is basically the breadwinner in the family. Her husband is a stay-at-home dad, and so she's making all the money. So if something happens, she's going to need $75,000 a year to live on, and basically that's what she makes. And they want to make sure there's about 80% there, so that's $60,000. And essentially, it goes down and it says age of the breadwinner. Let's say that Sally's 47, and we're going to need this in place for about 20 years anyway. So something's going on here. We're talking about my audio thing. Are you guys hearing me okay? Doug?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So I got a warning message from GoToMeeting thing. So anyway, so we're going to need it for 20 years. And so basically, we think that over the next 20 years, inflation is going to be about 3%. And we're thinking that in this environment, well, maybe we can get about 4% on our money to be from planning purposes. Okay, whoops, let's just do 4%. That would be better. So we just display this thing, and this comes back, and it says that we need, and let me just make this as big as possible so you can all read it. Whoops. So it looks like here that she needs $1,096,000 of insurance today. And it did it that fast. We answered about 5 questions, and this is how much she needs to make sure that her family could have this amount of money for 20 years. And this is the minimum, because at the end of 20 years, providing this income every year, basically what happens is that the $1,096,000 turns out to be 0 in the 20th year. So basically what we're just trying to do is just provide the minimum amount of insurance needed to take care of this income program. So that's what it does. It calculates that whole thing for you. So now that we know how much insurance she needs, now we got to figure out how much it's going to cost. So I'm going to click this down, and then we're going to go over here, and we're going to say that we needed I'm going to put, it was $1,090,000. I'm going to put $1,100,000. Just round figures, just to keep it simple. She's 47, female, non-smoker. I'm going to say preferred rates, and we want to have my name on this thing, so it's going to be Louis, and I'm going to put my phone number on here. So that they can get a hold of me if they ever need anything. So then if I do compare now, it goes ahead and compares everything. So we can take a look at this. So these are the rates that came in here. Now basically it just shows all of these products, and these are all the to age 121 level guaranteed UL products that are in here. Okay. Now I don't really want to show that, but what I want to do is show my Pick 12 analysis. Whoops. So I'm going to take it, and we're just going to say yes to this. It gives me a little warning message that Pick 12 is so basically what I did was I set up in this program 12 products that I wanted to talk about. This is a 20-year term policy for Banner. This is a 20-year term policy for Transamerica. This is a 20-year term policy for North American. So I picked all these companies and put it into my Pick 12. I also went ahead and put in, these are the term policies, and then these are the GUL policies. Same companies basically went down through this thing. So basically what I've done is I've got a quote here that I can actually create a PDF file, and essentially I can give them, these are your choices. You can buy this one. It looks like to me that Banner Life is the cheapest one in the bunch. Okay, if you take a look at the difference here, Transamerica is $2,000 for this $1,000,001, and Banner is at $1,440. It's a pretty big difference there, But generally speaking, so that's so Banner is definitely a competitive product. This is this is the living benefits one over here. That's why it's $2,000. So basically, you run through the numbers, but I picked these things. These are the ones you pick for. So very quickly, you can figure out what the number is, so to see how much it's going to cost. And you could also, I got this running that way. So we have some options on this program. I apologize. But when you run these quotes, basically you can change the defaults, you can change the font size, you can have it the PDF files, you can actually go down through this thing, and in this analysis, the style options, display options, we can say, okay, I just want to pay it monthly, and so instead of annually. So this is the monthly premiums for these programs, and for some reason this one product doesn't have a monthly premium built into this thing, but essentially it goes and tells you the monthly premiums, which people are, can understand better. So we got the display options there, and we can also show this with waiver of premium, and you'll see that changes the number for somewhat. But there's some different things that we can do to actually figure out what we want to offer to them. We can show the decimal points or not show the decimal points. You can show the dollar signs or not show the dollar signs. So there's some configuration things that you can do, and then we can print this thing as a PDF file, and once we print it, it basically tells me where to save it and everything else, and I can save it on my computer, or I can attach it to an email I can send it to somebody. So I'm just going to cancel that. But essentially, this is as simple as that as it gets, is to go ahead and create these things. So again, you plug in the client's name, the age, you can pick the rating that you think they're going to be, okay, and then essentially run the thing and put your name in it, put the state in, and do the comparison. And once you set up your pick 12, you're set to go. You have whatever you want, and you can decide.
Louis, why don't you click on and show them what the report looks like when it comes out? The PDF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I make it.
You can always hit that print preview button up there, and that'll just show you the PDF.
You mean up here?
Yeah,
this
the one
with
the magnet to the left, right there. Yeah.
No.
There it is.
So
it's going to have the client's name, and it's going to have your name and phone number on there.
So everything you need to basically get this policy. Get them to make a decision, and you can attach it to an email, send it off to somebody. They have a nice formatted thing with your name and your contact information, right? And list all the companies and the rates. Yeah. So you can, basically, I think if you're going out and selling term insurance, you really need to provide a client in this day and age with at least 2 or 3 companies, and in this case we're doing 4, but I think you need to have 2 or 3 to show them, and they need to be competitive companies. I mean, in my days of selling term insurance online, I sold quite a bit of insurance online, and buying leads through the internet. And on a couple of occasions, I actually went into some of these lead sites and filled out a form to get a quote just to see what the competition was doing. And I was just amazed that agents were sending me quotes for the most expensive term policies you could possibly buy. I can sell the same ones for, they were selling me quotes starting at $2,000 a year. And I had everything else that I had was over here in this range. So I don't know what they were thinking, but I guarantee you that they didn't sell much. And they probably said, this is a terrible business. I really can't figure out how to sell this. Nobody wants to buy my stuff. But you have to be competitive, and we do have the competitive products here to do this going forward. So let's just cancel that. So basically, this is free. You could, you could just download this thing, put it on your laptop, put it on your desktop. There's an income calculator. There's also a retirement calculator. It figures out how much money you need for retirement built into this thing. So and the idea behind this is that it really gives you an opportunity to pick and choose. And if you want to change different products or switch, if you want to see all the people that are all the 10-year level term products, we can do that. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of ways that you can get different solutions and different answers for everybody depending on your client. And so essentially, if you want to just get all of the 30-year level term, comes out that way, does it that quickly. I don't know how fast you can do it, but this gives you the in pricing order, and it goes all the way from Lincoln to Banner to Trans. I see, in this case, Lincoln came out faster and better in a 30-year, And if we went ahead and ran it as a 20-year, Lincoln again came out pretty good. And then the 15-year, still at the top of the list. Yeah. And then the 10-year, they're still there. So they're really pretty good at the preferred rating. And you can change the the ratings on the client that gets preferred best. And if we do that, if she was preferred plus, and then we just go ahead and display the product comparisons. Now the numbers have changed dramatically, and there you go. So basically, you'll see how these products all work. So looking to me like you guys need to get Lincoln as a product. Seems to be pretty competitive here, in this lane. And again, Banner, like I said, they're always one or two. North American's not far behind. They're $80 a year difference here, something like that. So in any event, it's all in here, and all the products that we sell, you can get appointed with all of it for all these companies with us, and essentially allows you to do that quickly, provide people with a choice, and show them that you really have something to offer them, and you're really doing a service for them. So that being said, so basically, to have a complete product toolkit, you need to get appointed with Banner, North American, Lincoln, and Transamerica, and also you need to have the sales tools, the Quicker Quoter software, a really good fact finder of some kind, and also the calculator toolkit, which is the software that we provide all of the people to do things like retirement planning, tax-free retirement, wealth transfer, and that's the other software that's available to Ogletree advisors. That become appointed with us. If you get appointed with any of these companies here, you'll get access to all of this that we have. And going forward, one of the things that's really nice is that Banner actually has a thing called App Assist, and this is another one of our Ogletree websites. This is OFS Brokerage, and if you go here on this website, you can actually you get term quotes on here yourself, even if you want to, if you're online. But essentially, this App Assist program is with Banner. If you're a Banner appointed agent, basically you do this. You click on here, you end up at App Assist, you sign in here, put your user ID and your password, and you log in. And in order to write a case, all you need to do is put in the client's name, their date of birth, their social security number, their contact information, how much insurance they're going to buy, all right? And then you need to tell them if it's going to be a replacement or not. That's pretty much the major questions. You plug that in there, and tell them when you want them to call the client, and then you're done.
And Louis, let me just clarify something. If you're not yet contracted with Banner, you can still enter their information into the system here, and then we'll contact you to get the paperwork, the contracting paperwork. So if you're not yet contracted, don't let that stop you from filling out the case. We can get it after the fact.
I just did one last month myself. I had one of my clients call me up, said, hey, he wants to get some more insurance on his wife. I happen to be down here in Naples. He's in Atlanta, where where my base operation is for the most part. So I said, okay, fine. I just went in here, filled the form out. They called up his wife, got everything taken care of. About 3 or 4 weeks later, I mean, they even scheduled the physical exam. They scheduled everything. They got everything taken care of. About 3 or 4 weeks later, the policy shows up in the office. All I have to do is just mail the policy to the client and ask him for a check, and that was it. That's all the work I did, was just figure out how much insurance he wanted and fill out a little form, and it's that simple. And I got the check in, and I got paid the next week. So that's just the way it works. So in any event, that's as simple as it can be. So let's just get out of here. So this is, and there are other, online services available through the other companies as well. But we just want to highlight the Banner one today because it's really they do a nice job. So going forward, we're going to provide you with top producer contracts for these companies. You come on board with us. We're not going to nickel dime you and try to take any, any breaks in your contracts. We'll give you sales materials and software. We have some marketing videos. We do these weekly training webinars. Illustration support, for the term insurance, you can run that pretty easily with the term quoter. But then again, if you get into the tax-free retirement or the wealth transfer issues and stuff like that, or if you get some 1035 exchanges and you need to chunk a bunch of money into a product and see how that works, we can run those for you, and we'll teach you how to do it yourself. But we'll be happy to do that for you to help you provide the answers to your prospects so that you can move forward. We also will provide you with some targeted marketing lead lists. If you call us up and say, Louis, I want a lead list, and give me a zip code, and we'll go ahead and get you, a couple hundred names to get you started to go chase after people. And these lead lists include, telephone numbers, job titles, email addresses for most of them. So basically you can go ahead and start marketing these folks. And again, I will tell you this. You can buy leads through any number of lead companies on the internet, and I think that you'll find that if you were to cold call a person, and you can call them at their office at their business. If you would just call them on the telephone, they would probably be more receptive to your phone call than they would if they filled out a form on the web and had 54 agents call them about that lead form they filled out. So the point being is that you probably can meet with them or talk with them on a more personal nature and be more successful making a cold call than you will calling up one of these so-called leads that somebody filled out a form on the web to get a $5 gift certificate from Starbucks or something like that. So anyway, those are the issues that go on with those programs. So we'll provide you with that information. We also have awards, trips, and contests. And at this point in time, I'm just going to let you turn over to Doug and let him finish up.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. Louis, good job. The key here is, you guys need to know we're not just an indexed universal life company. We sell term insurance. We sell guaranteed lifetime products. These are just some of the tools that we provide to make it easier for you to sell. Banner is on our website as far as the paperless app. We're going to be adding the Assurity product, the Genworth, the Lincoln. Fidelity's got one, so you're going to be able to access that. Some of it you can even do through your smartphone and your iPad, and that's coming quick. But get your contracts into us. We'll send the links out to the contracting. Get them into us. Let's start doing some business together, and hopefully we'll have more of you fellows on the trip here in 2014. So thanks again for being on our call, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good day.